I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I appreciate you all being here. This is going to be an interactive live stream, but it's going to be more interactive a little bit as we progress. I kind of want to explain why this live stream is happening. Because of Tommy, the lifeboat, because of Reese, relatable Reese, and because of my amazing cat Squirrel. There's a tremendous new inflow of people that are interested in spice. All right. And as a result, we need to talk about it because there's some things that we take for granted because people that have been around a long time, we just sort of know. So today I'm going to talk about the health benefits, okay, and and how to raise your tolerance. Laser Show, thank you for being here. Dale Cox, thank you. Green Man, hello. There's Lisa Trimble. Thank you for being here, Lisa Barella and Mr. Charlie Mullins. Thank you for being here. All right, so the first thing I want to do is we're going to talk about the health benefits because they're really, really important. Nothing like the one health benefit you don't get is sleep. It doesn't help you with your sleep. I am on day 5 with horrific sleep. So hopefully tonight I'm going to sleep. Let's get into this, though. I want to first talk about some of the health benefits. One of the greatest is pain relief. All right. And I think sometimes people, when they first hear about it, they're like, pain relief. Pain relief, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant powers, weight loss potential, cardiovascular health benefits. It really is amazing. But I want to start on the on the pain reliever. Hi, Arwa. Thank you for being here. The pain relief that you get from peppers is astonishing, and a lot of people have no clue about it. That said, most people know that there's muscle rubs, you put on to have capsaicin in it. It's the exact same compound that's in peppers. All right, and there's a reason for it. But let's talk a little bit about pain and how it works and why it works. What happens is capsaicin targets TRPV1 receptors. Okay. It basically binds to the TRPV1 receptors located on the nerve endings. And what they do is they're responsible for sensing pain and heat. Okay. What happens on the initial stimulation, as soon as the capsaicin binds, it essentially activates these receptors. Okay. And it causes a burning sensation. You're not really burning, but boy, it feels like it, right? That's why you have that. It's why they use the cream. It's the same thing, that the heat you get. It's the exact same thing. What it does, and this is sort of a weird thing that a lot of people, I don't think they're clicking. If you have any questions or things you want me to read, make sure you put 3 Qs in front of it. I promise I'll get to them. But after you begin using capsaicin for pain, what ends up happening is prolonged and repeated exposure to capsaicin. What ends up happening is it leads to the TRPV1 receptors becoming desensitized, okay? And as a result, they become less responsive to pain signals. There's a depletion of something called substance P. Capsaicin is thought to deplete stores of substance P. It's a neurotransmitter, okay? It's involved in transmitting pain signals to the brain. And what it does is it contributes to reduced pain perception. So the pain's there, but you're just not feeling it. Defunctionalization of nerve fibers. Now, this is kind of trippy. High concentrations or repeated applications of capsaicin can lead to a state of defunctionalization in nerve fibers. Did you guys know that? I didn't. Okay. What it means basically is that the nerve endings become less responsive to various stimuli, including pain. It's the long-lasting effects from pain relief from capsaicin is sort of shocking to some people. And I was shocked about this. Listen to this. Pain relief from capsaicin can last hours, days, several weeks, even months, depending from a single application, depending on the concentration and the method of the application. So, it really does work. And there's some specific issues that it works very, very well with. Postropedic neuralgia, which is pain following shingles. Super helpful for that. Diabetic neuropathy. nerve damage caused by diabetes, super helpful for that. And osteoarthritis, joint pain. The benefits are unbelievable for pain. Look at that. Wanna Love is here. Tad and Kit is also here. Renee B, good to see you, Gouthie. Hello, Jade is here. Not only do you get a shout out, you get to see your name on there. Hi, Jade. Thanks for having Jade here, Gouthie. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. A Laser Show has a question. Here we go. I just realized I'll be working remote in Alaska in the oil fields for 3 weeks starting Monday. When I'm gone, I'll need to order dried pods to take up with me. This time I'll take hot sauce. Dry pods are great because they can't go bad. You know, it doesn't change the flavor. It doesn't change the heat at all. What it does is just change the texture and the consistency. So do that. Tincture is also great because it goes a really long way. Like this. This is 10 million. This would last. Look, I've used this 3 times and used 5 drops. So if you get tincture, it goes a long, long way. That can be helpful. Lisa, when starting out with sauces, how do you figure out the heat? Not a chili head yet. Here's the thing. The first thing you need to do, Lisa, is sort of ignore what you see on the label. Now, the reason is because most labels are not accurate. That said, you want to be cautious, all right? Because even if stuff that's mislabeled can still be very, very hot, it's simply a matter of taste. All right. So what you need to do is just kind of taste it. And what I would suggest, Lisa, and I have a bunch of sauce I'll be sending you and tincture as well, but you can always eat more. But once you've eaten too much, you're strapped in. There's not a thing you can do about it. You just got to kind of ride it out. So what I would suggest, Lisa, I'm going to send you some sauces ranging from mild to medium and just kind of go a little bit easy. You can just put your finger in and do that. And that'll give you an idea of what the heat is without jumping in with a full commitment. But it takes time. Like I know there's a lot of things with peppers with chilies. Like for me, like when you're eating something really hot, it's just like anything else. It peaks and then comes down. Even if it's just a jalapeno, somebody who just eats a jalapeno, it kind of peaks and then it comes down. So it's in the process. Like sometimes knowing when it's peaked. Like when is it? How do you know when it's peaked? Through experience. Just doing it a lot is when you're going to realize that. So determining what's hot to you, and like I know in the 1 hot minute, Lisa, you asked how can you tell like on a scale of 1 to 10. It's really no different than a doctor. Like if you go to a doctor, with most of us, we're adults, we've been to a doctor because of pain. You know, at some point we've all heard a doctor say, "Well, what's your pain level at 1 to 10?" If you put a drop of this in your mouth, sure, it's meant for consumption and it's tincture, it's capsaicin, but it's going to drive your heat so far up. You know what I mean? So it just takes time. You know, the more you do it, the more and also, Lisa, as you're eating hot stuff, your concept of hot will change. I've had over the years, so many people said, "Man, I've gotten into heat and this sauce I used to love, it isn't the same." And they changed the recipe. No, your tolerance is increased. But so now there's a plus and a positive and a negative aspect to raising your tolerance. Number one, when your tolerance is raised, the downside is you aren't going to burn as much. So if you have a certain sauce that you really like because it gave you just the right kind of burn, as your tolerance changes, that burn's not going to hit you the same. That's the downside. The upside is you're going to taste more, and that's really important because when you first get into it, actually it doesn't matter how long you've been into peppers. Dale's got a really, really high tolerance. If he ate something that was so far beyond his scope, you know, he'd lose his scent. The taste is gone. And so all of this is going to come with experience, and you'll learn. It just takes time. It becomes The other thing is this: we've all seen videos where somebody's eating something hot and they're panicking and they're freaking out. What causes that is when you're experiencing heat that you haven't experienced before, and you don't know where it's going, and that's a scary spot to be in. But once you've had that moment of, oh my God, this is getting hot, I don't know where it's going to go. In the future, if you eat something even hotter, even though it's hotter and it's going to be worse, you've been down that road before. And you're like, oh, I get it. It's not going to kill me, you know? But it's just that first time where you aren't sure where it's going that it can be scary. Lisa says, how hot does it need to be for health benefits? Diabetic neuropathy. The mail's here. I want to burn the mailman. Is that bad? I want to go out there with some of this and say, how much do you have left on your day? You want to do a drop? You don't have to burn yourself silly, Lisa, to get the benefits of for diabetic neuropathy. You don't. I would say that if you just kept it at jalapeno level, you have to understand that, like, for what it's going to take for you to benefit is going to be determined by your tolerance to a degree. Now, like, my tolerance is super high. That doesn't mean that if all I ate was jalapenos, I wouldn't be getting the health benefits from the peppers. I would, for sure. But, so, I would go hotter, but you don't need to be melting your face off to get the benefit. I promise you don't. You dear, you're not late. Don't sweat it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Now, one thing that's really important is that eating, your tolerances will rise quickly, but they'll drop quicker. And it's true. Why did you start eating peppers for a living? Because I can. I didn't actually intend to do this for a living. I did it just for fun. I made a video 8 years ago, and everybody liked it, and it kind of just snowballed. And that's kind of how it worked. And so I'm the accidental YouTuber. It wasn't a game plan. It's the Costanza. You can pickle peppers in distilled vinegar. Yes, you can. And they're lovely. Please do me a favor, you guys. Thank you, Yadira. If you guys have not subscribed to Tommy's channel, my brother, please do. He's a great guy, and he has great content. If you like me, you're going to like him. That's kind of how it works. Caspi Skis. Hey, Johnny, I'm wondering, am I only having a harder time to eating pods instead of eating sauces? I can eat extreme sauce, but the same pepper pot was in sauce will be more challenging for me. That's kind of how it works, because here's good example. I feel like I'm always picking on this sauce. I'm not trying to. This sauce is supposedly made with peppers that are 2.6 million. They're not. It's much lower in heat. Okay, so this is only about 60. So what ends up happening is, if you ate a pepper that's as hot as this supposedly is, you'd be stunned. Like, there are ghost pepper sauces all over the place, but they're not 900,000 Scoville heat units. That's how hot a ghost pepper is. Like, this sauce is supposedly 2.4 million. It's only 61,000. So if you ate a ghost pepper, like a whole ghost pepper fresh pod, it would burn you so much worse than this. It really would. So pods are just going to burn you more. And there's a couple of reasons. Number one, they're just more concentrated and hotter, and there's oils all over the place, and they coat your mouth, and it's really something. So it's just going to be like that. And that's one of the problems that, when someone puts how hot a sauce is on a label and it's not that hot, people say, oh, I can handle that. Like, there are people, I've seen comments where people say, well, I ate that and thought I could handle something hotter and ate a ghost pepper and it hurt me. So you kind of ignore what you read on labels and just eat what works for you. You know what I mean? But that's not something unusual, Caspi Skis. That's everybody. Everybody who's new at sauces like, for instance, this is a mild sauce. If you ate the pepper that made the sauce, it's a lot hotter. It's kind of how it works. It'll come to you the more you do it. Guys, Relatable Reese, my sister-in-law, she's amazing. Wicked cool girl. Please subscribe to her. Tommy, myself, and Casper are going to be doing Four Horsemen. We're going to be doing a lot of content together. So it's going to be a lot easier if you just subscribe to all three of those challenges. If you could throw up Casper's, that'd be great too. Wes Lightburn, good to see you. Cohen, Mr. Josh Cohen in the Cohen house. Good to see you. Laser Show correctly says that capsaicin has more vitamin C than oranges and lemons, and the heat causes us to sweat out toxins, clears our sinuses and mucus, cools us down in the heat of summer, raises our white blood count. It does. There are so many benefits. It's unbelievable. And we haven't even gone into the for sobriety. It's a huge thing. Keith came in. Good to see you. You're not late. Don't you sweat it. Yes, birds are unaffected by peppers, and that's the grand design. Birds eat seeds and fly around, and we'll drop them in a field somewhere. And if it was too hot to eat, they wouldn't be able to do that. What do cockroaches think of me? They probably have a better feeling about me than I have about them. I'm not a fan of cockroaches. All right, so let's get back to the benefits of capsaicin, people. Hang on one second. Let me remove this from the screen. Are you a fan of cockroaches? I'm kind of not. All right, so let's get back to the benefits of The weight loss is a great one. Antioxidants. I mean, listen, I've been sick once, probably, I think once, one legitimate sickness, maybe twice where I kind of felt funky. But since I started my channel, I don't get sick. And I think it helps. It's an important thing. All right, let's get back to building tolerances. Now, for some reason, it's interesting. I get asked a lot, how do you increase your tolerance? It's very, very simple to do. It's like anything else where a tolerance can be built, whether it's alcohol or anything else. The more of it you do, the higher it's going to drive your tolerance. So people are always wanting to increase their tolerance for chilies. Now, if you only have peppers in your local grocery store, we're in a beautiful time where in most grocery stores, at least in the US, I can say this about, are going to have some peppers. Almost all will have jalapenos, Fresnos, banana peppers, habaneros. So you can get, if those are the only peppers that you're going to have at your disposal, I promise you, you can have a stupid, ridiculous tolerance just from eating habaneros. All right. Now, habaneros only have a Scoville rating of a couple hundred, 200,000 or 300,000 Scoville heat units, right? If you had two people that were like identical twins and they were increasing their tolerances and they got to the point where they were just eating a habanero every day, but one of the twins were eating multiple habaneros. At the end of a month or two, the one who was eating multiple is going to have a much higher tolerance, even though they're only using the exact same pepper with the exact same Scoville heat units to work on their tolerances. So if you're trying to increase your tolerances, you don't have to have RB003 peppers. You don't have to have warthogs in order to do it. If you just have habaneros, you can get a ridiculously high tolerance, but you got to stay at it. Like I said earlier, tolerances rise quickly, but they drop really quickly. And that sometimes people will go out, if you have to keep that in mind, because if you've gotten to a point where you're eating a lot and your tolerance is high, and then you take off a little bit, you got to be careful with what you're going to eat when you get back into it, because we're in a day like 15 years ago, there weren't a lot of stuff on the market that were so hot you had to worry about it. There really wasn't. But now, with the way, it's a glorious time to be a chili, and there are things out there now that you've got to be very, very smart with, because like somebody's not going to eat enough peppers to hurt themselves, because you will tap out way before you can eat enough peppers to cause a problem. You know what I mean? If you eat one super hot pepper and you're not used to it, you're not going to quit on your 8th pepper. You're probably going to stop right there, and that one pepper is not going to kill you. However, this is 10 million Scoville tinctures. And if you don't know what you're doing and you did some of this, it's not going to kill you, but it would mess your day up really, really badly. So you just got to be smart with, if you're taking time off, when you get back into it, what you've been using. I don't want to talk about something really awful, but in drug use, there are a lot of people who get addicted to something. It's really common with heroin. It is what it is. People will end up beating it and quit. And when they fall off, they go back and they use what they were using before they quit, and that will kill you. All right. And that's what happens. So it's got to be really, really careful. We don't talk enough about the benefits with capsaicin for sobriety. It's the most important thing. It really, really is. And by the way, I'm going to announce this now. I was going to announce it tonight. Change the name of the capsaicin weekend. I don't like sober weekend. Sober, you know what? If you're sober, it's a beautiful word. If you're not sober and you're trying to get sober, it's a tough word. So I thought, if there's only one person out of 1,000 that's going to be put off by the word sober in that, then that's not worth having, because I don't want that one person to say, I'm not watching because I'm not sober and it's throwing me off. So I changed the name. Recovery sounds good. It's a little bit more of a positive. Yep, recovering, Yadira says. That's far more positive. I like it. But I want to show you guys the new name for the sobriety segment, because I'm proud of it. It is now called the Capsaicin Connection, because there's a connection with capsaicin and sobriety. It's far more positive, and we are doing this together. So if for those of you who are taking a part in the sober weekend, that's going to be the new name for it. And the sobriety thing is really, really a big deal. If you are questioning whether or not it can really help you, please tune in tonight. You'll be stunned. How does capsaicin work for weight loss? I have 47 pounds. I've lost 47 pounds, but I've stalled. What it does is it increases your metabolism, and that's really what it does. I wish I do. I'll probably dive deeper in it and reach out to you and talk to you more about that. But it just increases your metabolism. Anytime you can speed up your metabolism, you're going to burn more, burn fat more quickly. Rico Dorsey, good to see you. And Juana just drank some sauce. I love it. I love the new name. All right. Thank you, Arwa. All right. So is there anybody in the chat that's actively interested in, here's the thing. Some people don't care about raising their tolerances. Some people are really into it. You'll find that people that just get into the, like last night, here's what happens. I don't think they're in the chat right now. They might be. What ends up happening is all the time, somebody will find the channel and I'll wake up in the morning and I see a comment that says, just found you, love your channel. And I'll see 35 comments, one video after the other. They just got into a roll. And somebody last night did this and they started watching and 2 or 3 of their comments was, I really want to raise my tolerance. How do I do it? Ironically, I already planned on doing this before that, but there's a lot of people that do want to raise your tolerance. If you do, I'm going to help you with that. What a great question from Amanda Faraday. Amanda asks, what do you think is the highest SHU super hot pepper could ever achieve? SHU is Scoville heat units. What an amazing question. I don't know, Amanda. I ate a warthog, which is, to me, it's the hottest pepper I've ever eaten. And the one that I ate that blew my lid off was what they refer to as a rogue pepper. There are rogue waves that come out of nowhere and take ships down. Well, this was a rogue pepper. It's a thing. There are people in the chat who've eaten them. And what happens is you just get, it's just surreal. Jalapenos, you get rogue jalapenos all the time. Fresnos pretty commonly get rogue peppers. But it's just a pepper that's out of control and just, doesn't make sense how hot it is. I think, I'm getting to your answer. I think when you get like that warthog I had, even though it was rogue, in my mind, that shows me what the potential of that pepper is. So before that, I would have probably just said to you, we're getting pretty close to where it's going to max out. But that pepper changed me. I don't know. I used to think that 3 million was not possible for a pepper. And I'm still not sure it is, but I think 2.5 might be. I don't know. I just know that pepper was crazy, crazy hot. It's really funny too, Menda, because some people think the conventional thought is if I take 2 of the hottest peppers in the world and put them together, then I'll create a hotter one. It's not necessarily the case. Prima Tali is a 7-pot prim, which is a piping hot pepper, crossed with a yellow fatale, which is not as hot, and look what it created, the Prima Tali. So sometimes conventional thought doesn't really work when it comes to crossing peppers, but I think, we're going to keep growing, keep raising them. But the other weird thing is this, man, sometimes like chocolate pods have a disproportionate burn relative to the amount of Scoville units they carry. I've had chocolate pods that are only 700,000 Scoville units that would burn you more than a pod that's 1.5 million. So which then brings up the question, do Scoville units matter or does what hurts matters, right? So, a lot of people that are in the know that chocolate pods burn really bad. I think a lot of chocolate pods are going to burn you a lot hotter than pods that you think won't, or that'll be hotter. It's kind of like that. Dale Cox, I got good news today. The guy that stole my plants and grow tents, he is in jail. I love Karma is a beast. Karma Restaurant, no menus. You get what you deserve. I've been thinking about that a lot, Dale. It's a bummer of a situation. You know what I mean? I'm glad that didn't happen to me because I tend to do stupid things. And I would have, if I know who it is that did something like that. Low cost monkey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you getting a membership. I'm 100% into it, just in time for surgery. If you're going to have your surgery, you want a fun thing to do for your surgery. You may not think it's fun. I've had people that didn't think it was such a good idea. But I do this when I have surgeries, and it's really fun. The last surgery I had, the doctor, it was for my back, and the surgeon says, "Can you count down from 100?" I said, I got no last words, Warden. Do what you got to do. And he goes, "Man, that's not funny. Please count down from 100. I said, "Do what you got to do, Warden. I got nothing to say." And that was it. I wake up that was the end. I woke up in the recovery room and he didn't find it funny. I thought it was hilarious, but I don't know. Told my daughter did. Daughter Scova, my daughter had surgery from a diving injury. And she's like, "Dad, what was that thing you did to the surgeon before you had your surgery?" So I told her she was going to do it. She was all excited to do it, but she was nervous and forgot. Johnny, I also have a bunch of baby warthog plants and some other peppers. The warthogs are Pheno 1 and 2, and the Pheno 2 seeds, got the Pheno 2 seeds from Clayton. Very, very cool. I'm glad good things are going to come your way, dude. See that? SHU means nothing to me. Well, it's really funny. There are so many people that will say, oh, the Reaper's the hottest pepper in the world. You get a chili head in the know, and they don't like getting burned, and you give them a Reaper and a warthog and said, you have to eat one of these right now. They're going to eat the Reaper because the warthog's got a scary reputation. Jonathan says, Ed, suppose you're working on pepper. Why? It's up in the show Heat Eaters. They want us to with all the way to a proper Z. He's a fantastic breeder of peppers. Okie dokie. Unless you want to buy one and eat one, and then not such a good grower of peppers. Please email me. If you have anything to email me, there it is. Yeah, I'm not I don't find a lot of truth in what goes on out of that camp, so I'm not a big fan. Rico Dorsey, I'm using Primatali powder that I make to raise my tolerance. I got warthog seeds, hoping I get to grow some this season. I hope you do too, Rico. They're amazing. It's a super, super hot pepper. Dale says Reapers are a joke. Here, it's not so much that Reapers are a joke. They're just not what everybody thinks they are. I've been testing Reaper powder for 6 years. Never seen Reaper ever test higher than 770,000 Scoville heat units. That's a problem when they say that it's 1.5. You guys understand why everybody wants a hotter pepper? Because if I make hot sauce and the pepper is 2 million Scoville heat units, it takes a lot less of the mash to heat my sauce. You get it? So whoever has the hottest pepper is going to make money because it takes less in products. I've had tons of peppers hotter than a Reaper as well. I asked them to keep me hanging on as long as they could, and they did. Finally, surgeon said, okay, and that's enough. You know, that same surgeon, the day that I had that surgery where I was messing with the surgeon, he says to me, what kind of music do you like? I said, what does that matter? I'm laying on this. I'm in the surgery room. I said, it's freezing cold. It's like a meat locker. I said, what does it matter? He goes, well, I want you to listen to music you like. I said, listen to music you like. What are you talking about? You're going to knock me out, right? He goes, yeah, I can just put you just under so you can listen to music. I'm like, dude, if I come to and I can tell you what music you played, we're going to have a fight. I want you to knock me so deep it takes a week to get me back. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to feel anything. That scares me, man. Caspi Skis, thank you, Johnny, for answer. For me, one of the amazing benefits from capsaicin is no more problems with stomach. It fixed acidity levels. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, thank you for saying that, because so many people say, oh, it gives you ulcers. It doesn't. It fixes stomach problems. It's clinically proven to lower stomach acid. I did a video where I was talking about the health benefits of capsaicin. And I said, if you have stomach issues and you've seen an improvement because of peppers, please put it in the comment. We had people that had bleeding ulcers and IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and are fine today. I think most of the time when people say I got an ulcer from a pepper, number one, they probably only felt capsaicin cramps. I've been doing this for years. I want you to do me a favor. This is what you do. Next time someone says they have an ulcer, just ask them this. Do you think you have an ulcer, or did a doctor tell you to? 9 out of 10 times, they're going to tell you that they think they have an ulcer and they didn't go to a doctor. Most people that think they have an ulcer don't. My experience. Low cost monkey. Hiya, I recently discovered the world of hot peppers a few months ago, and I received some Johnny Scoville merchandise for Christmas, slowly building my tolerance. It's a good thing. You know, it makes food more fun. Food shouldn't be just something you put on your plate and eat. It should be fun and interesting and exciting. Very cool, low cost monkey. There's Robin, True Crime Nut. Good to see you, Robin. JS, relax. Let's just relax. What about chocolate reapers? Chocolate reapers are great. Chocolate pods are different. Here's the thing about chocolate pods. Kate Jordan, good to see you. Chocolate pods tend to be more floral. They just have a different type of burn. They burn differently. So I like chocolate pods. Like when I first started the channel, I had this love-hate thing. I love the burn of chocolate pods because they're sinister. It's like, ugh, but I hated the flavor of them, you know. But now the whole floral thing has grown on me, and I love floral pods now. So I think it sounds cooler to lie about SHU, which is why they do. They do. People want to say like, "Oh, I ate 2 million. It's in the break room," and that's what happens. If you went to a break, look, every break room of every telemarketing office in the country's got a bottle of the bomb Days Insanity sauce that somebody bought and said, "This is going to be great," and they took one taste of it and went, "Yeah, let's bring it to the office." Heat is relative to the person eating it too. Yeah, and it's kind of a funny thing. There are certain people that have issues with, like, I know people that can eat, reapers all day long, but a ghost pepper will burn them. So it's weird. So, that's true. All right, Lisa, how do you know where the burn will be? Is it just a learning experience? Just a small amount of sriracha, for example, the burning on my tongue and the back of the throat. It's weird, Lisa. The burn, you learn with experience. Certain all peppers are different. They burn in different places. They have different burn characteristics, like a ghost pepper, right? I use this one as an example all the time, but it's a slow build. It kind of builds like that, and it peaks, and then it kind of comes down that way. And it's more of a very subtle ramp. But if you eat like a warthog, it's like this. Brutal, just like getting hit in the face with a molten lava shovel. You know what I mean? It's really just a different experience. Some peppers, like reapers and 7-pot primos, Lisa, burn your throat. And they sort of avoid your mouth. It's crazy. You chew them up in your mouth, but your mouth doesn't burn. Only your throat does. It's very weird. I ate a pepper with a college boy that used to do the videos with me, the David and Goliath videos. And it's a video. I don't know. I couldn't find it, but he goes, "My lip's burning right here." I said, "On the inside?" He goes, "No, right here on the outside. That's where my lip is burning." He ate a bunch of peppers. His mouth didn't burn. It burned on the outside right there. Peppers are weird. They really, really are. They have strange personalities. Dale says, "I believe the peppers I got growing again is a lot hotter than the Reaper. I do like the taste. I do like the taste of the Reaper." What you're going to find with all of these is that it's a super hot is an acquired taste, just like Scotch. Nobody drinks Scotch the first time and goes, "That's lovely. Give me some more." You know what I mean? And nobody does that with peppers either. Primitive life ways. Thank you for being here. I had a Primatali, but the Reaper was hotter. Just my opinion. For me, the Reaper absolutely destroys my stomach. I've never had a Reaper that was, I've never, ever eaten a Primatali that was less hot than a Reaper. Or flipped it around, I've never had a Reaper hotter than a Primatali. If you had it recently, it's because it's a later season pod. If you had a pod midsummer, you are not going to find a Reaper anywhere that's going to burn you more than a Primatali. Of this, I promise you. Get a mid-season one, it'll light you up. Brock Bandy, man, it's good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. Dale Cox says, "I should take heartburn and indigestion meds. I've not taken them over a year because I really started eating hot peppers. They make life better." Listen, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Rico lose his cool, but I have. He's asking you all to please hit the like button. We don't want to see him go off the rails. Thank you, Rico. Appreciate you guys doing that. All right. So if peppers were a cause of heartburn, most of us in this chat would be in pain 24/7. Can I tell you something funny? I've never had heartburn. Like in a really bad challenge, I feel like I have a cold sitting in my chest. That's different. But like heartburn that people have described to me, like where they're sitting around, all of a sudden they have a burn in the chest. I do not know what that feels like at all. Living in northeastern Arizona, it's difficult to get pods. I'm going to have to make connections to get pods as fresh as I can. What you will do, Toby Reveley, good to see you. What you will do at some point is freeze them. I mean, it's a drag when you freeze them because they turn them into mush balls and they're no fun to chew on. They're gross. They're slimy. But man, they're still hot and they still taste good. I remember, Jonathan says, I hope you're doing well, Jonathan, by the way. I remember some of your early videos, you were affected more by floral than heat. He really did go a long way. Yeah, floral was bad. It was the thing that was going to make me throw up. And now I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. Beaver fever. I've ate chocolate reapers, frozen, strawberries. They were delicious, but I was injected with capsicum as well. Set me on fire. Man, it's one of those things. You either like burning or you don't. The truth of the matter is, it's really funny. I've had people give me a hard time for being like a masochist, like hurting myself. If you like this, and this is as hot as you go, when you eat this, what happens in your mouth? It burns you. What's another word for the burn you got? It may only be a 1, but what is it? It's pain. So even people that only like this like the pain they get from this. They just like their pain. They don't like it how I like it, but that's what they like about it. I mean, everybody that likes it. So there's levels of how much of a masochist you are. I'm just kind of on the other end, I think. Green Man says chocolate primitalis give me an all-around fantastic burn. You know what? Now is a fun time. If you eat peppers now, you're not going to get the hottest peppers in the world, but you're going to get the best tasting ones. Late season pods taste better, people. Noah, have you ever encountered peppers growing in the wild? I've not. I think that'd be really cool. I've not. I'd love that. Imagine walking around, you'd see the amazing. Yadira, you can join the channel membership. There's a button somewhere that says join. You can hit that. And you know what? I'm trying to figure out how I can give them away. I think it's my channel. There's got to be a way I can give away a membership, right? I can't figure out. I'm trying to do that. If I do, I'll just give away one every single day to somebody. I've got to figure out how to do that. So I'm working on it. Mitza Rosman. Good to see you. Yeah, I hope I said that right. Season 2024, I ate loads of Primatali and other Reapers and varieties. Do you think Primatali chocolate is the only one having a burn action from mouth to stomach and later while urinating and still feel hot? No, there's plenty. Warthog did that. A warthog will do that to you. In fact, I ate a pepper with Tad from Harvest 912, where we ate a warthog together. Yeah, there's a picture of it. This is Tad eating a warthog. He said he had never, ever experienced an endorphin dump ever, and he has never experienced fire hose, and he got both of them from one pepper. So, yep, one pepper can do that. Have I ever eaten Pepper X? I have not. And ironically, I've never seen Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, or the Abominable Snowman. But I've got my eyes peeled. I'm looking for it. But thank you for being here, Beaver Fever. Love your avatar. It's pretty cool. Max Power says, I get heartburn from bell peppers, but not super hots. How, what, and why? It's a great question. I don't know. You know what? I don't drink anymore. I don't drink alcohol, but what's that? Mike's Hard Lemonade. You guys remember Mike's Hard Lemonade? Back when I used to drink, every time I drank one of those, I'd get the worst heart. Actually, I would get heartburn from that, but that was caused by something. I never got it from just sitting around. But yeah, I don't like. It gave me a terrible feeling in my chest. Brock Bailey says it's a myth. Here's the thing, Beaver Fever. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, for 5 years he talked up Pepper X, and you know, it's just not what everybody says it is. Don't get him started on Pepper X. I just don't believe it's real. If it's ever released and it's as hot as they say it is, I will do the most amazing apology video. I'll have it professionally edited. I'll have music. I'll make it a big deal. I'll go into a studio. It'll make it huge, but that's never going to have to happen. Firecat. Do you think hot peppers will have anti-aging effects on skin? I'm 137. I do. I believe that chilies improve skin condition of my skin. You also haven't aged for the last decade, Johnny. Firecat, thank you for saying that. I actually have. If you go back to here's the thing. I started my channel when I was 50. That's the way to do it. Can you imagine being like, if I had started my channel when I was young and y'all watched me turn into this? Y'all be like, man, those peppers did a number on you, Johnny. Good to see you, Beaver Fever. Thank you for being here, dude. The Kitsy. Where is it? I thought it was, yeah, Kitsy. Thanks for being here. No way. He's got the giggity Quagmire. What a great avatar. Do you know, before this video, I was watching all Quagmire clips of Family Guy. I'm 18 and I'm never going to grow up. I'm sorry, you guys. Ethan, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hello there. Bird's eyes are great. Bird's eyes are great peppers. Oh no, I ordered Warthog from the US, but since it was sent registered, the customs seized the package. Yeah, I know people who've sewed them up in linings of clothes. Some countries are weird about stuff like that. If YouTube was around when you were younger, your channel would have been demonetized. You know what's really funny? Giggity. They've got a lot better. The first first strike I got was for eating 3. I swear to God, this is true. I ate 3 ghost peppers, and they said that's a dangerous act. You're not a professional. It's not a professional environment. My God, it's gonna be a long road. And I didn't know then all the things I was gonna be doing. But they've got, you know what's really funny? Tolerances have risen over the years. 10 years ago, if you went into a grocery store, like spicy stuff was different than it is today. And you know, YouTube has gotten a lot better. So what they'll tolerate and what they won't. Like a lot of the stuff I've done now, if I did the first year, they probably would have booted me. Yeah, you know what? I'm never going to grow up. You can grow old. You just don't have to grow up. You guys, there's Tommy. That's my baby brother. Please go subscribe to his channel if you haven't. I don't want to pronounce myself on Pepper X. I don't know enough about peppers to have a real opinion on it. You know, this is the truth. I don't know if some people probably don't believe it. I avoid controversy. I have tried to play Switzerland for 8 years. I really have. But you can't lie to people about stuff you sell. You know what I mean? Especially when it's about, it is what it is, people. Caspi Skis, I am not. The last name is a stage name, as it were. I changed my name so people wouldn't attack my family. More or less, I've done a good job. I've hid, like my daughter was able to graduate college without really being harassed too much. So that's not my real name. Wilbur Scoville created the Scoville scale years and years ago. That's how many days I've gone without sleep. I don't mean like complete without sleep. I'm sleeping like a little bit, but it's not much. Ethan, I have the little VAT 21 or whatever that thing is. I've eaten it. It's not the hottest chocolate bar. There are so many that say that. The hottest chocolate bar I ever had was probably the Nemesis bar. Stupid hot. Offensively hot, actually. Spank that like button. I heard it likes it. Just being honest. What happened to Super Hot on Hulu? Green Man, it was always going to be a temporary deal. I'm not sure if it's still on Disney. At some point, a different paid platform somewhere will pick it up. So it'll make the rounds. It's just, it's different. Like I did the thing on Netflix. That was a Netflix original. So that's going to be on Netflix to the end of time. But the thing for Hulu, they just bought it. That wasn't a Hulu production. So, Gons, good to see you. Look at this. I'll be at the Pepper Festival Challenge in April. Been preparing since December. Very, very good. Keep it up. Look at that. Things get crazy. Arwa started it. Just Joan. Yikes. I am very late for tolerance education. Hi, Johnny and everyone here. Good to see you, Just Joan. Glad you're here. All right. There's my sister-in-law. Not yet. That's where we're headed. I wonder, I'll be the best man. I wonder how that's going to work. Please subscribe to her channel. She's great. I love her. The Netflix Kitsy was We Are the Champion. And that's a weird one. If you go to that, it was a show about, I think there's like 9 or 10 different segments in this whole thing. And what it was they went around the world and found the craziest, most bizarre contests from around the world and the lunatics that do them. And the first one is the coolest. Oh my God. You guys ever see them chase the wheel of cheese down the hill in the UK? Oh my God. Couldn't stop watching. I watched it like 50 times. The second one in that is the pepper version or the pepper episode. That was a cool one. I jumped out of a plane and ate 3 peppers during the skydive for that one. They didn't want me to do that. It's pretty funny. Johnny, it will be about 3 months before I have peppers again. I want to know if I run out of peppers for about 2 months, how bad is it going to be for me when I start eating peppers again? Bad, but really it's the fun. It's the fun of it. I love every new pepper season because no matter how hard I try to keep it up during the off season, it still drops. And I'm always a little nervous. I love being nervous about what I do. If there was no nerves in what I do, it'd be boring. I love getting nervous before a challenge. It's exciting. There's SJ. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, Lisa, if I start eating raw peppers, currently I don't like their taste. Can you order them and still get them in good condition? Yes, you can. Now is kind of a tough time because it's sort of the off season. So you'd want to kind of do it, wait until the new season. I know everybody I can put you in contact with, but you know what I would suggest? A really good thing to do, because it is the off season. If you kind of want to sort of get into eating raw peppers, I would start with a jalapeno. And there's a tutorial on. There's a section in the playlist called Pepperology, and it's where we cover all the brand new stuff. And in Pepperology, there's a jalapeno eating tutorial, and it's a 5-day tutorial, a 6-day tutorial. On day 1, you eat this much of one. And each day, you're writing down where it burns you, how hot it is. And day 2, you eat this much. Day 3, you eat a little more. And the goal is that on day 5, you eat a whole jalapeno. Now, if it takes you 6 months to get to the point where you eat a whole jalapeno, that's fine. But use that as a guide, and it'll really help you. Start small, and honestly, life is better when you eat peppers. Healthy, we are the champions. The only time you'll see Johnny and Ed hug each other. No, you know what's funny? You want to see a great picture? This is fantastic. Is it still here? Did I take it off? Oh, rats. Hold on. Yeah, I took it off. I got a great picture of me hugging Ed. I don't have it in for anybody. I just want people. Here's the thing. I was an athlete my whole life. And my dad, hey, here's Reese. There she is. My dad, I had a great dad. Tommy and I had a great dad. And if you're going to play a sport, if you have to bend the rules or do something shady in the sport you're playing to do well, you probably shouldn't be playing sports. So I just like people, be above board, play by the rules. And if you're going to cheat, you shouldn't be playing. And that's kind of how I feel. So it's not that I have, I'm a big, can I tell you something? I root for the underdog. I want to see him turn the franchise around. When I met the guy, he rode in on the white horse with a big white hat. He was such a star of the community. Now he's this dude who is content to ride around on the black horse. In the How Time video, when they said, you aren't really being honest about his answer was, well, they don't really know the difference. Not the guy that I first met when I came into this industry. He was different. And I am rooting for him to turn it around. I'd like to see that happen. DJ Ken 77. Thanks for being here. Looking good. Anyhow, that's how I feel about that. I didn't like playing sports with people who cheated. It's just kind of how it is. But really, that's half the fun of it, Dale. Honestly, burning is, I love a good chat. Like the other night, I did the drop bear challenge. I was nervous about that when I went to bed the night before. I love challenges that make me nervous. Look at that. Brandon's here. Good to see you, dude. If you guys haven't subscribed to Brandon, the swear word, please check it out. It's a good, great channel, for real. I swear. Yeah? See what I did there? All right. Let me see. I think I have a few starred questions. Going back to what Rico said, he uses Primatali powder to keep his tolerance up. I'm telling you guys, there are great things you can do using, just like you said, using powder. These are a spectacular way to raise your tolerance and keep your tolerance up. I know there's so many people that just eat 1 or 2 of these a day. If you're not a Chilean and you got a tube of this and you ate just 1 or 2 of these a day, when this tube is over, your tolerance is so much higher than it was when you started. There's no Gauthi. There's no peace. I don't have a beef with Ed. It's like when I played sports against somebody, there was somebody that had a cheap shot, like playing football. If they were clipping you or something, I didn't want to make peace with them. I just want to play by the rules. So you know what? Ed needs to make peace with Ed. I don't know how, so that's it. I'm not holding a grudge. Honestly. I'm not sure, Dale. I really don't know, actually. A few days. We're only a few days away, Robin. By the way, just so you see, Reese is not talking to me. She's talking to the other sexy Scoville. This one here. All right. So I covered everybody's basic questions. If anybody has any questions specifically about tolerance or about health benefits, ask away. The one I'm marrying, not the one that burns her. Hey, Leanne, good to see you from the UK. We are too, True Crime. I can't wait to introduce her. So I'm poo-poo, apparently. Am I poo-poo? There you go. I can roll with that. All right. So does anybody have any questions regarding, like, if you're right now, it's off season. If you want to eat, if you're looking to eat fresh pods, your grocery store can help you. I promise you. Even if it's poorly stocked, there's going to be peppers in there that'll give you a chance to dive into it. And every pepper tastes different. They burn you different. It really is fun. Does anyone know where the pepper contest is in Florida? I do not. Sorry, Dale, I don't. You know what I would do? Just if you go online, here, do it right now. Give me 1 second. Pepper contest, Florida, April. Okay, we are. Oh, it's Pinella. It's going to be April 13th and 14th. You know what? Is that the I Like It Hot festival? Because I've been there for that one. It's going to be April 13th and 14th. So there you go, my friend. This is a great question. Kevin Walters asked, do you think Ed Curry will ever let someone eat a Pepper X? No, he won't. And the reason he won't, the only people that have eaten it were people that were very simpatico, okay? And they made it look good. He can never, ever let that pepper out. Why do you think he can never let people, he won't sell seeds and he'll never sell powder? Why do you think that is? He is cutting off every avenue a consumer could have about reverse engineering to find out how hot that thing really is. So no, he can't ever let that pepper out, because if he does, people will say, oh, it's not that hot. So that's and again, if he ever does, and it's as high as he says it is, I'll pay for studio time. I'll get a director. I'll get Brian from Super Hot to direct it. I'll have it professionally edited. I'll make the greatest apology video that has ever happened. That's not something I'm going to have to worry about. Hey, Jordan, I just got my 2 tubes of cheese balls. Thank you. Put me on a live. Will you put me on a live? I ate a whole tube. You know what? Work up to that. We'll talk. Work up to that, Kate. Those are really, really hot. Hey, Sherpa. How to limit stomach cramps. The best friend of stomach cramps is a high tolerance. I know it's counterintuitive. Like, how do you get high? You get the pain to try to achieve what you're getting, to avoid the pain. The higher tolerance, the lower your calf cramps are going to be. You just got to do it slowly. Like, I was in a contest. I was in the UK with a guy named Justin, who was a Chilean, in a contest, a belt match. And you never had calf cramps before. You don't even have to finish it. You just have to film yourself making an attempt to finish it. He makes a good point. Anyway, he had never experienced calf cramps before. So you can build your tolerance really high without getting calf cramps. You just got to do it thoughtfully. But once you have calf cramps, it's the Costanza. They made a new video about it. I'm certain. You know what I think is funny? There was such a talk about that. And then the warthog came out. And that was just, it was organic the way it happened. Who do you think people are more excited? What pepper do you think people are more excited to grow? Pepper X or the warthog? Pepper X is just, it's Bigfoot. Lisa Trimble, a jalapeno is somewhere between 2,000 and 8,000 Scoville heat units, and a habanero is about a couple 100,000. So a habanero is going to be hotter. Now, I've had the hottest jalapeno I ever had was almost as hot as a habanero, for real. It was on video. So they get really, really hot. You got to be careful with jalapenos. The urban legend says that 1 out of every 10 jalapenos is a rogue jalapeno that will hurt you. And I've experienced them. They're great. So be careful, because a lot of times people, it's catch-22. Like, oh, I want to start eating peppers. Well, go with jalapeno because they're the easiest. Then you get a rogue one that's going to burn you as much as a habanero. It's out there. Yeah, lemon juice will definitely kill the burn. It's true. If you go backstage, like at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, there's always a Guinness is there to do a world record attempt to break it. Backstage in the green room, there's ice cream, there's yogurt, there's lemon juice, everything in the world. You can use peanut butter, but lemon juice will help. Kate Jordan made her first fire roasted serrano. That's a great pepper. Fire roasted is wonderful. I cried. You ease up on those cheese balls then, because those cheese balls are spooky hot compared to serrano, Kate. I don't want you to get hurt. Do I still talk to David? I messaged him several times. He hasn't responded back.
The hottest jalapeno I ever ate was hotter than a Reaper. I swear to you.
I believe it. I believe it.
At a Chinese restaurant. I looked like a fool as a Scoville.
Yeah. Does he ate a jalapeno at a Chinese restaurant? Almost killed him. He made him feel like a fool walking there as a Scoville like that. That's too funny. I'm a chocolate prima donna, Yadira says. I think if I was a pepper, I'd be a warthog. Want to see a great picture of the warthog? Do I still have it or not? Nah, I used to have it up. Oh, I do. Here it is. That's me. If I was going to be a pepper, I'd be that guy right there. Pretty cool looking creature, right? Of course, his head's got a lot of bumps and things on his dome. It's kind of weird. And there's the creator of that pepper, Matthew Arthur. And in a world where everybody's trying to get rich and make money, you know what he said? If you want the seeds for this, just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'll give them to you for free. Who's scared of the Bigfoot? Not this guy. Alfredo Pitcher. Good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. BLT, dude. Been a fan since 2019. Well, that's so cool. Thank you for being here. All right, here we go. Got Lisa. I'm not going to eat one anytime soon, but is the highest heat at the top where the seeds are? Yes, they are. Or at the base. I wish I had a pepper here. When you cut a pepper up, a lot of you haven't cut open a super hot, but when you cut open a bell pepper, let's say where the stem attaches here, when you cut it open, there's that lighter colored, spongy looking kind of where all the seeds are attached to. That's called the placenta, and that's where the heat resides. All right. So the top of the pepper, where there's no heat and seeds, so don't worry about that. But the placenta, the base, is where the heat's going to live. And I look like Charlie Manson. I've never been told that. I've been told I look like, I got a list of about 20 people. People have told me who I look like. I've never been told that. Kevin Walters, channels like yours are the reason that most people know about the real hot peppers. Thank God, I'm just trying to educate and tell the truth here, people. Look at that. All the warthogs I send out will be no charge, just pay shipping. There's some great people in this chili community. They make up for the bad ones. Clayton Hollingsworth, good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. Look at that. Jeremy Bell. I'm new here. Do you like hot and spicy stuff? Whatever, dude. I've told stories about you. That's Jeremy Bell. The subject of one of the funniest nights, the Dallas Death Fest. I was with Foy, me and him. I'm going to interview him for after the burn, and we're going to talk about that because it's one of the funniest things. I'd feel a lot better telling the story if he was like sitting next to me, so I know I'm not just raking him over the coals. But it was very, very funny. I think she says I don't look like Charlie. I gotcha. Not me, but the guy who grew that peppers. Does he look like Charlie? I'm not sure Charlie. Can I tell you something? He's one of the nicest human beings you're ever going to meet, like in all of your life. He's such a good dude. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't look like that guy. I feel better now. I've been told some weird things, though, so it still wouldn't have killed me. All right, people. I think we're going to wrap it up unless anybody has any more questions. Any final questions? Here's the thing. You can raise your tolerance. And if you do, there are going to be so many benefits to your life that you aren't expecting. Number one, you're going to meet more people. And isn't life about contacts and friendships and bonds? You're going to meet some of the best people in the world in the chili community, but it's going to help you're going to taste things you haven't tasted. You're going to have an appreciation of stuff you didn't before. Do you know that when your tolerance gets higher, you taste more? It's incredible. It's a really good thing. So do it, you guys. Oh, the Bruins playing. Got to go later, dude. That's it. The Bruins are done. We're out of here. All right, guys, we're going to end this now. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Raise your tolerance. Eat more peppers. It's good for you. Life is better, honestly. You guys are all awesome. Join me tonight at 5:05 for the Capsaicin Connection. We'll see you all there. Now, hang on a minute here. Laser show. I rather confess to a priest than telling on myself about. Come on, I look a little bit like Charlie. No, I don't look like Charlie. I look like. I'm gonna get a picture of all. I'll do that. One of these videos, I'll give you a picture of everybody that someone says I look like. You'd be surprised. I really do look like most of them. You need to meet more Italians. You're very sweet. All right, guys. Oh, look at this. Silver Surfer just got here, and we're just wrapping it up, dude. Oh my gosh, look at this. Royalty in the chat. Doesn't happen enough. Look at that. The UK chili queen. Hey, listen, every time I do it after the burn, you know what they always say? They say, when are you and Shahina going to do an interview? So I know you've already said yes, but we need to find a time that would be good for you. And I know that it's weird because of the time. You know, I do it at 5 o'clock, which is like really, really late where you are. So I certainly don't mind doing it at a different time, but that'll be a very, very fun interview. But happy to see you. We're all happy to see you too, Shahina. We love you. You guys know who that is, right? I'm sure you all do. That is the UK chili queen. She beat me like a rented mule. Every time I get into a contest with her, she hurts me. I do look a little bit like the dude from Anthrax. Here's the deal. If you guys want to know who you look like, all you got to do is start a YouTube channel. Within a couple of days, you're going to have a whole list of people that you look like. And I look like I really do. Here, what if I have them here? Let me see. I might have a few. I can show you. Do I? Yeah, here's one. All right, so here's, you know what? I got a few I'm going to show you. This will be good. I'm so glad I left these here. If you guys wait 2 seconds, I'll wrap it up in just a minute. But these are great. These are all the people, and not even all. There's a whole bunch that I don't even have up here. In fact, the Anthrax dude, Carrie's not in this one. And then we're only about 2 minutes from ending this stream. We're going to end on some giggles. Let's see. Okay, you guys ready for some funny ones? All right, so here's who I look like. Oh, one more. Hang on. Some of them are who I look like now, but some of them were who I looked like when I was younger. All right, so here they are. This is me, all right? And that's me when I was a kid, right? That's me when I was like 20. But there's De Niro from Taxi Driver. So I looked like a lot like De Niro when I was young. This is a dude named Corey Hart who sang the song, I Wear My Sunglasses at Night. Surge from System of a Down. Greg Jackson, UFC coach. Chris Maloney from Top Show. Leonard Susskind, famous physicist. And here's a picture of me. Look at that. Malkovich. Now, I'm not saying we're the same dude, but what I am saying is you've never seen me and John Malkovich in the same frame. We've never been filmed together. So that's all I'm saying. See that? Scott Ian? Yeah, that's who I didn't put in there. But if you want to know who you look like, just start a YouTube channel. Look at that. She's the GOAT. Boy, she is. You know what's the worst thing about her? And you got to know I really love her. She is a real, true, legit sister of mine. I love her. But she hates peppers. She doesn't eat peppers. The only time she ever eats peppers, apparently when she's in a contest. When we were doing the TV one, I'm like, can you please tell everybody you love peppers and tell everybody you eat peppers all the time? Just to get abused and beat up by a beautiful woman in looks like she should be on the red carpet. And she doesn't like peppers. It's brutal. But she's amazing. Yep, never the same place at the same time. I promise you, you're never going to see me and Malkovich in the same picture. does leave the door open for rumor and speculation. I'm just saying. You don't practice before comps. She doesn't practice. She doesn't like peppers, dude. I'm serious. The only time she eats them. Oh, see that? I love peppers, just not raw super highs. Really? How many people eat them like that for fun? See, I eat them for fun. I should do better. Here's the thing. She's fast. She's fast. Like at the very, very end, where we have to do like, see how fast we eat them? She just like inhales them. And I'm scared to death of choking to death on video. Anyway, we're going to wrap up now. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Sheena, thanks for stopping in. You guys are all awesome. Please have a great day. I'll see you guys tonight at 5:05 for the Capsaicin Connection. See you guys soon. Thanks for being here. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.